my paintings are often mistaken for photographs, I strive for that convincing quality of the landscape. What's known generally as photorealism has a different aesthetic, and I'm not there with that. So I guess I would describe it as a lyrical realism that, sometimes lots of people mistake these for photographs. So it's got a photographic look. I don't know how you would describe it. I'm a little out there on my own, probably like most artists. Categories come later. Some schools are really strong, but the impulse to do these things doesn't come for most artists, I think, doesn't come from wanting to adhere to something. It's where you wind up. I did lots of pastels years ago, then I went just to painting. I've been drawing a whole lot in the last 5 years, sometimes just black and white on brown paper, which I love the color of. It's a terrible surface to work on. So then I wound up going back to painting, because then at least my efforts are somewhat permanent, but that also kind of calls out for full color. So I'm constantly going from one thing to the next. It just kind of evolves that way. If I ever get another studio, the first thing I'm going to do is install screens. So basically, pastel it's dry paint. It's very mixable, especially when you put down a base layer that's pretty complete. Something like this, I'm going to need to add more pastel to this. When you get kind of this creamy coverage, you can go in with other colors on top, and just these really nice blends. This is especially good for clouds. So I'm just demonstrating here. This is not going to turn into anything probably, but you never know. But you get a really nice, if you got enough base pastel, you get really nice blends. So it's like dry painting, very attractive and very, very quick too. You can also change colors very quickly. This one it's got a very Prussian blue base that's going to change. There'll be a lot more color in this one. So I've been talking about pastels, but I should also say that these is a combination. I also use markers. Trying to draw with very dark or black pastel on top of light colors like that, they get muddy really fast. The marker keeps it clean and provides a tonal base to work on top of. So just as a tool, markers, I wish I'd thought about this 30 years ago. I would have saved myself a lot of trouble. What we're looking at now, though, are pastels that I'm working on for the Hoboken Historical Museum show. This is a view down Willow Avenue. Some of these things people will recognize. This is a diptych. These two go together. I'm not sure whether they'll be one atop the other or side by side, but this is a engine trouble over Berlin. So these are finished pastels. These are ready to put into frames. This is near Naples. These are called lenticular clouds. They sometimes frighten great masses of people, and they fill the churches. But they're naturally occurring. They're very odd, but they're pretty cool, and occur near mountains apparently. But this was a bunch that I saw near Naples years ago. This is Hoboken with contrails. A lot of these drawings are contrails of either aircraft or rockets. This is a rocket launch contrail. They tend to go into the upper atmosphere and linger for hours and hours. And very colorful because they're so high. When everything else is dark, they're still brightly illuminated. It's just interesting clouds. This is an important cloud. In a way, it demonstrates a vortex at work in the air. And this is one of my favorite plants, one of my favorite subjects. Lots of people hate it. It's called ailanthus. It grows everywhere. It's also known as the tree of heaven, and was originally brought to North America as an ornamental, and it's taken over. Good idea to make a test. That's good. Yeah, lyrical realism. I guess that's how you would describe it. I do like abstract painting too, though. Just saying.